don't think you should be destroying Blue Lives Matter signs. That's dumb and that's hate-filled, and don't do it. Just stop it. Just stop doing stupid stuff.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. On July 7th of 2021, Deputy Cree Carter of the Garfield County Sheriff's Office in Utah conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle for speeding at the Rally Stop gas station in Panguitch. As the traffic stop was concluded, the deputy noticed that some friends of the vehicle's occupants approached them and attempted to console them. Deputy Cree Carter writes that he then saw Lauren Gibson stomping on a Back the Blue sign next to where the traffic stop was conducted, crumble it up in a destructive manner, and throw it into a trash can. He continues to describe Lauren as smirking in an intimidating manner towards him. Deputy Carter read Lauren her Miranda rights and began questioning her about the sign's origin, as it appeared to be produced by the sheriff's office to be spread around the town in various shop windows. Unfortunately, Lauren Gibson waived her rights and allegedly, based on the affidavit of probable cause, changed her story several times, finally claiming that she had found the sign on the ground. Deputy Carter continues to say that he arrested Lauren for destroying property that didn't belong to her in a manner to attempt to intimidate law enforcement. She was then placed under arrest and transferred to jail. She was charged with criminal mischief and disorderly conduct. But this is where the story gets wild. The affidavit continues to say, quote, "Due to the demeanor displayed by Gibson in attempts to intimidate law enforcement while destroying a, quote, pro-law enforcement sign, the allegations are being treated as a hate crime enhancement allegation. Utah Code Section 76-3-203.3 defines a hate crime as when a person commits an offense and intends to intimidate or terrorize, or reasonably believes that their actions would intimidate or terrorize someone. It further defines intimidate and terrorize as something that makes a person fear for his physical safety or damages the property of that person or another. 203.14 includes status as an emergency responder as a protected class. Section 4C, however, states that the section does not affect or limit any individual's constitutional right to the lawful expression of free speech or other recognized rights secured by the Utah Constitution or the laws of the state, or by the United States Constitution or the laws of the United States." When asked directly about the incident, Governor Spencer Cox had this to say.
I'm not aware of that specific case, and so there was a lot of negotiation that went into that bill to get that bill passed. It was something that we supported, and certainly I dislike hate wherever it is or wherever it's pointed out, and I care deeply about our law enforcement community here in the state, and hope that we will continue to support law enforcement here in the state. We have an incredible, really high marks for law enforcement. Utah has always been near the top of the nation when it comes to support for our women and men in blue, and I'm certainly grateful. I'm now as governor, I have protection from members of our law enforcement community every day, and they're the best people I know. I love my security detail are seriously they're just the best, and I feel that way about the law enforcement folks that I get to work with. Now again, they're not all perfect, and we certainly have some examples of bad behavior, but they're few and far between here in our state, and we see some terrible. I did see yesterday. We had a terrible some markings in a parking lot in Logan, I think, that were despicably racist and using Nazi imagery and others. I don't, obviously that's worse, I think, but both are bad. This kind of having to choose, we tend to make this mistake in everything we do and say, like, you have to choose between one or the other. And, you either have to be, pro-cop or you have to be pro our multicultural communities, and you can't be both. And so, I don't think you should be destroying Blue Lives Matter signs. That's dumb and that's hate-filled, and don't do it. So whether one is worse than the other, I think the racist behavior may be a little worse, but I don't know why we have to put it on a scale and always weigh those things. And so again, I apologize for not knowing the details of that particular case, but I just stop it. Just stop doing Stupid stuff.
After his statement that racist behavior is a little worse than redressing your grievances with agents of the state, the governor made a video for the American Council of Trustees and Alumni to promote free speech on college campuses.
I'm Utah Governor Spencer Cox, and I'm honored to share a few thoughts with you at the 2024 Alumni Summit on Free Expression. Free speech and the free exchange of ideas are central tenets of a free society. Sadly, we're losing the ability to disagree agreeably in too many of our institutions of higher learning. Too often, academic freedom and viewpoint diversity give way to cancel culture. Too often, those with challenging, even offensive views are shut down and denied access to the marketplace of ideas. We've seen speakers disinvited from events. We've seen job applicants rejected because their privately held beliefs became an ideological litmus test for employment.
We've seen teenagers dragged through court and threatened with jail for expressing their grievances.
We need environments where it's okay to challenge and push back, where it's okay to debate and question the status quo without infringing on the free speech rights of others, where the culture is to pursue the truth wherever it leads.
Nobody wants or condones the destruction of property, and most will argue that Lauren shouldn't have destroyed property that didn't belong to her. But it's obvious to most observers of this case that the hate crime enhancement is being used to deprive Lauren of her First Amendment right. Even the ACLU has stepped in and warns that this enhancement is oftentimes used to single out unpopular groups or messages rather than provide protections for marginalized communities. State officials are not marginalized communities, nor should they be protected from a citizen's right to petition the government for redress of grievances without fear of punishment or reprisals. This charge seems to be intended to send a message to those who disagree with police actions that they are not allowed to voice them without the threat of incarceration. The Garfield County Sheriff agreed with the filing, but nobody expected anything different. My first attempt to obtain the records for this incident was in July of 2021 and was completely ignored. My second request was obstructed and was ultimately denied. My appeal, sent via certified mail, has been completely ignored. My third request to the prosecutor's office finally provided the incident report and affidavit for probable cause. My fourth attempt to obtain pictures of the damaged sign has also been ignored, even though the affidavit clearly states that it was booked into evidence. They have also refused to answer if the gas station cameras captured the event. The department does not have body cams or dash cams. Therefore, this becomes a he said, she said situation, in which the court will almost always side with the law enforcement officer. Regardless, I find it hard to believe that Deputy Carter feared for his well-being or was terrorized by the grin of a 19-year-old Lauren. Furthermore, I doubt this incident does anything to strengthen free speech rights or community relations with local departments.